everyone. We are Team Soletics out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. My name is Vanessa Gore, and with me I have my two business partners, Michael Curley and Lindsay Noonan. The three of us are business students at the Seidman College of Business at Grand Valley State University. Team Soletics creates athletic outerwear to conquer the elements. The problem that many winter athletes face is a core that tends to overheat while extremities remain freezing cold. Our solution to this problem is our first product, a jacket that works to actively heat the hands and fingers using solar power and passively cool down the core using a moisture-wicking material. But where do we begin? The story of Soletics starts with our original idea, a thin, athletic shirt similar to Under Armour that would heat and cool the body during training. The main purpose behind the shirt was to help prevent common injuries to athletes due to improper warm-ups and cool-downs of the body. This product was geared more towards fall and spring sports athletes, such as runners, soccer players, and football players.
Once we had our idea defined, we plugged our information into the business model canvas. Initially, we thought Under Armour would be a key partner because of their use of thin athletic fabrics. We also thought our shirt would be capable of actively cooling as well as heating, making it desirable to a wider variety of athletes. We then took our concept to our identified target consumers. When we discussed injury prevention with athletic trainers, they were more interested in pants. Runners were only interested if the shirt had no added weight, and football players needed clothing that could withstand constant impact. The reality was we were trying to push a product on a market that did not want it. However, this was not a sign of failure. It was a sign that we needed to change. So back to the drawing board we went. We took our idea to a renowned innovation team at Forcia. They suggested a winter jacket instead of a shirt so we could slim down something that was already bulky. This changed our value proposition from injury prevention to consumer comfort in winter conditions. They also encouraged us to get our hands dirty and experiment. This inspired our first Frankenstein prototype, as seen in the first picture above. With our new prototype in hand, we visited a Michigan-based venture capitalist firm called Start Garden. It was there that we learned of the importance of a well-defined target market. General winter wear was much too broad, so the Start Garden team suggested winter athletes, specifically skiers and snowboarders. However, considering none of us actually know how to ski or snowboard, I took a trip to the slopes to find out more about our consumers. After 2 ski hills, 170 surveys, and lots of falling on my butt, I was able to get a much better view of the problems we were trying to solve. The problems cited most often in my surveys were an overheated core which caused sweating and chills, and at the same time, hands and fingers remained ice cold. The most common solution to these problems are bulky jackets that restrict movement when attempting tricks. Our solution to these problems are strategic venting and moisture-wicking material to address overheating and sweating, as well as active heating elements to heat the extremities, all enclosed in a thin dual-layer jacket.
So, we have determined through our customer outreach what problems need to be solved and how we are going to solve them. But is our product actually feasible? Well, the answer is yes. We have met with Tesla Motors engineers that have given us good feedback on battery usage and sources and validated our technical concept. The Soletics team has contracted with local design and engineering firms to confirm the technical and design feasibility, as well as start development of a beta testable prototype. We have also reached out to fabric suppliers that we can partner with in future production.
When we began this process, we were 3 strangers with nothing more than an idea on paper. We pitched our idea to over 600 potential consumers and got an enormous amount of feedback, most of it negative. So we went back to our idea, adjusted it, and engaged over 55 professionals. From there we gained a defined market and a more defined product. We then pitched our idea to over 250 consumers specific to our new target market. From there we received validation. Throughout this process, we have been a highly consumer-driven product. But what does our consumer look like? Well, the median income of a skier is $80,000, with 45% of them making above $100K. So this is a group with a highly disposable income. In fact, in 2012, they spent over $2 billion on skiing equipment. This is almost a 14% spending increase from 2011, which, given the less than optimal snowing conditions, is a positive indicator of a healthy industry. Of this $2 billion, approximately 40% of purchasing took place online, which is another positive sign for us, as that's where we would like to begin selling. How much will they pay though? Well, of the people I surveyed, 50% of them were willing to pay over $400 for a jacket without any active technology. What does our competition look like? Well, the fact that we have competition is actually a good thing. As major corporations, North Face and Polartec did an extensive amount of market research, determined that there was a need for an electronically heated jacket, and then released their products. However, the products that they released were subpar. They both used large, heavy batteries and focused their heating elements on the upper chest and back, areas that skiers and snowboarders already identify as being too hot. This lack of understanding of their consumers' needs caused for both jackets to fail and be pulled off the shelves. We took this failure and used it to inspire a better jacket. Burton is also a competitor as they currently hold the largest market share of snowboarding equipment and apparel. However, they do not incorporate any active technology in any of their products. Our technology will facilitate increased performance, which statistics show athletes will pay a premium for. Learning from the mistakes made by our competitors, we have sought constant consumer feedback and validation.
The three of us built our initial Frankenstein prototype for $287. After making some supplier connections, we were able to make our second iteration for $167. With volume discounts and wholesale pricing, we have reasonable quotes and estimates that our final jacket will cost around $100 to make. Considering we have a target selling price of $400, this would yield a 300% margin. So, how do we get the value this jacket provides to our customers? Our main point of sale will be directly through our website, where, as Lindsay mentioned, 38% of all skiing and snowboarding sales take place. We also plan to engage customers directly on the slopes through a kiosk-like stand. In terms of customer engagement, Soletics will utilize a social media and grassroots marketing campaign using sponsors to get our message out. We will also be attending trade shows to engage the ski and snowboard community directly. Soletics will utilize UPS or some other logistics service to distribute our products, and we will have a monitored email and online forums to provide support and solicit feedback after consumers have purchased our product. As Lindsay mentioned, Burton has no jacket with active technology. We see this as a big opportunity as a licensee once we get some traction in initial sales. It would allow us to take advantage of their existing distribution network and retail connections. If the licensing route does not work, we still have our direct-to-consumer sales through the website. Soletics is also working on a line of accessories that are directly compatible with the jacket and each other. This allows for broader market opportunities and diversified revenue.
After testing our hypothesis from our original business model canvas, we found ourselves with a new set of variables. With these new variables identified, we built relationships with suppliers, engineers, and designers. We conducted market research to solidify our desired value propositions. We filed for provisional patent for protection and began investigating viable funding opportunities.
With a $25,000 investment, we plan to finish contracting with Magnum Engineering to develop our integrated electrical system and contract with Disher Design to finish the clothing integration and beta prototype. We also plan on rolling out a website where we can better engage our beta testers and develop our point-of-sale system. Lastly, we will be traveling around outside Michigan to confirm our customer validation and ramp up our social media presence. The Soletics management team consists of myself, Michael Curley, a management major with minors in both math and physics, Vanessa Gore, a management marketing double major, and Lindsay Noonan, a management major and econ minor. We are backed by a strong interdisciplinary team with years of experience in disciplines from corporate strategy and finance to biomedical and electrical engineering. However, there are still a few areas we need to fill, including, but not limited to, a full-time supply chain manager, lawyer, and full-time engineering help.
So, in only 6 months with $3,000, we have put in over 1,000 hours of work outside of the classroom, filed for a provisional patent, engaged with 55 professionals across the state of Michigan, and spoken to over 600 potential customers. With further investment, the sky is the limit. Once again, we are Team Soletics, and thank you so much for your time.